We're covered on Motorsports Unlimited. As the sign suggested in the opening shot, and Chuck, if you would take the audience back there, this is a racetrack that actually has a name. The track itself has a name, and Chuck, I don't know if you can see it in your shot, but if you pan down, you can see this big field of, I'm going to say mud, and I know I'm insulting everybody by saying mud, but it's a big field of mud. But this big field of mud actually has a name, and its name is Peat Monster, as in peat moss and mud mixed together, and it swallows cars, and that's, I guess, why they call it the Peat Monster. And first of all, you are?
I am Bill Gussie.
And Bill, where are you from?
Right here at the Peat Monster in Morrison, Illinois.
In Morrison, Illinois, about 2 hours directly west of Chicago on Route 88. This is your facility. You not only do mud drags, I understand you have a motocross track too.
We do motorcycle races out here on our motocross track. We have mountain bicycle races out here, and last night we had a demo derby. So we do a lot of things.
But what you're most famous for is what's directly behind us, am I correct? The Peat Monster.
Well, yes, that's it gets the most notoriety at this time.
Tell us about the Peat Monster. What is it? How did you build it?
Well, originally, years ago, we put on a motorcycle race, and out back here there's old Mississippi River bottoms, and that's where they mine peat that they bag up for potting soil and stuff. And I was always stuck out here in these fields with my 4x4 and my tractors years ago farming, and so hence we just started calling it the Peat Monster Mud Drags.
And it does swallow cars.
It eats a lot of trucks, yes.
It eats a lot. Not only does it eat trucks, last year, I don't know if you still do that, but last year, like at an intermission, you had little kids running across the thing, and we lost 2 or 3 of them. I don't think they ever found them.
No, that Peat Monster probably is nurturing them right now, paying child support maybe, you never know.
And you do have an actual man in a gorilla costume that rides around the intermission, at least you used to, and you called him the Peat Monster.
Yeah, we've got a costume affair going on here today, and we'll have the kids' foot races later on too.
You're going to do that?
Oh, absolutely. We did it in the mud bogs last night, and we'll do it again today.
Well, I've got a surprise for you. I said there's only a 1 or 2% chance we're going to do this. Peggy suggested this when I told her what this was about. We had the girls bring their bathing suits. If there's a way we can clean them off a bit afterwards, maybe hose them down, and I see over there you've got sort of a shower thing set up.
Oh, yeah, we've got a shower over there for the girls, but it's cold water only, so it will work just fine.
Well, we'll see. I'm not promising you this. This was Peggy's idea.
They'll just run us out of here in a mud wrestle.
No.
Well, wouldn't you just love to have us get lost in that stuff?
Well, if it swallowed up a couple of you, it wouldn't be a terrible... Well, anyway, tell us a little bit about the racing. First of all, Chuck, show the audience behind us what we've got here. We're talking big-time stuff. If you think that what we're talking about is just 4x4 pick-em-up trucks with snow tires on it, take a look at this baby. We've got an Aries engine here. This engine supercharger injector combination, we're probably talking about $75,000 sitting right there in the engine compartment. Agreed?
Well, somewhere near that, depending on how many times he's had to go through it. But the money they spend on these things, there's no limit to it.
My point is, mud drags is big time.
Mud drags is very expensive and very professional.
Very big time, and this is one of the top competitors, and we're going to be introducing you to some more. Interestingly enough, we've got top mud drag competitors that are in our viewing area, and our audience knows that, first of all, we're a Chicagoland program, but we get as far north as Milwaukee, Wisconsin, as far south as Crown Point, Indiana, as far west as Aurora, and I know we've got a racer from Waukegan and one from Northlake, I believe.
You have one from Libertyville and 2 from Waukegan. Scott Snarsky and Mark Green are both from Waukegan. And there'll be, I would say, probably at least 10 to 12 pro drivers here today.
Okay, so this is pretty exciting, pretty big time stuff, and yes, it does involve people. You think maybe this is going to be farms and stuff like that? Absolutely not. We got big time city kids that are doing this. Yes, Susan?
When I hear the word monster, I think of like monster trucks. Now, I know you guys are using like ATVs. Can you tell me some of the other vehicles you guys are going to be using?
Yeah, classes. What do you run here? To give us an idea, without detailing each class, range of vehicles all the way up to the big bad stuff, but range of vehicles.
We run everything from 4- and 6-cylinder Jeeps and Ford Rangers that come right off the street stock, right up and, through modified pickup trucks that are running right now ET times. In our background, you may hear them. And up into these expensive pro open class trucks.
Yeah, now, you couldn't really do this with a 2-wheel drive car or anything, could you?
No, we've had a few people that have been spending too much time in the bud tent try it a few times, but it never worked out.
Yeah, it swallows them. It swallows.
Get swallowed.
Now, if you wanted to start in this type of racing, what kind of vehicle would you suggest? Because I know, like in a lot of times race cars, they say suggest start with go-kart racing. Like, is there a certain way to start, like for an amateur? That's kind of easy.
Most of these people that start racing in this program are old boondockers that are out on dirt roads looking for a place to get caught and run off by the cops or something. But they're they're four-wheel drive people with stock trucks, and then they keep crawling up the ladder to vehicles like Snarsky runs here.
So we've got everything from guys in their pick-em-up trucks with four-wheel drives, the 4x4s, to the big-time city slickers. And if you guys would, everybody slide this way just a little bit, please. I want the audience to see the kind of tires that it takes to get this done. And Peggy, got to watch just a little bit more. Folks, take a look at this. Now, mind you, these three girls were not with the program last year. We did this show last year. They didn't see this, so they have no idea what these paddle tires are all about. But Peggy, different kind of tire you've ever seen in any race car.
A lot different. I can't wait to see it in action because, as you said, I missed the show last year. I don't know what happened, but I can't wait to see these go.
This is exciting. This is very cool. And if you ever have an opportunity to see mud drags, take advantage. One of the really cool things about mud drags, some forms of motorsport, like road racing or something, you only see a little piece of the action. The cool thing about this, it's all right in front of you, right?
Yeah, it's right there. They go up and down the beaches, and you can see the whole track.
Right in front of you.
And what's good about this is that he was stating earlier about people, racing on the roads. This is a safe atmosphere to be able to do that in.
Well, of course, we never, ever want people to race on the roads. It's just nonsense. It's kids misbehaving with cars. This is where it counts. Do it out here against competition. Agreed?
It would be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. But I wasn't really meaning road. I meant dirt roads, old country roads. You know,
a little different than Chicago.
Right.
Yeah, yes. Stay out of trouble, out of the farmers' fields, and get them out here and where we can have some organized fun.
One more question. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, I saw the guy hosing down, to make it all nice and muddy. Are there any other preparation that you guys got to go through, or other?
Oh, do they? You're not going to believe the piece of equipment. I don't know if you have it this year. That green thing you had last year. This thing has got to be $250,000.
Oh, we've got a lot of expensive construction equipment here that does a lot of preparation on the track, and then when that's all done, then we do the watering. That's the last.
Okay.
You think this is easy to have a track like this? You would not believe the work it goes through to prepare this track to come out the way it is right now. Yes, Peggy?
I think he has to prepare 3 cars for us ladies.
You haven't seen this yet. Let's see first, once you see it, if you still have the same appetite. In any event, folks, as you can see, great cars, big time stuff, all the way down to little time pick 'em up. What about ATVs? Do that at all?
We run our ATVs yesterday.
So you do that too?
Oh, that'd
do
be
that too.
fun.
Folks, we're going to have fun here today, so don't go away because we're coming right back.
We were looking forward to seeing what mud drag racing looks like, but first we wanted to meet some of the competitors. Let's join Peggy as she inquires about the race team whose car we used for the opening interview